Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I wanted to let everybody know some details about the upcoming banner, which is running from July 25th to August 1st. And on the Chinese server, it was the China Valentine's event with 3 couples. This banner is not guaranteed to occur on the international server. However, it is very, very likely that we will get it because this banner is critically important for getting core characters for players who don't currently have them. So I just can't imagine them removing this banner, especially given that Summit Arena will be occurring shortly after that, right? People need these core characters in order for them to start leveling them up so that they can participate in Summit Arena. So I can't imagine them just dropping this banner. So, with that said, let's talk about the details of this 3 couples banners and how it works, okay? So, first, it's actually 3 separate banners, which are just higher chance banners. So, because there's 2 characters per banner, you're not guaranteed to get either of these 2. You can potentially get an off-banner character. So, there is that luck element as always. Of course, the chance of getting off-banner characters is generally reasonably low, so you can kind of hope that you don't get those off-banners. In any case, the way it works is you can choose any of these 3 banners to pull on, and when you successfully pull an SSR from one of these banners, you get a CP token, which presumably is short for couple, right? In the shop, you can exchange the CP token and 50 shards of one character of the couple to get 60 shards of the other half of the couple. So what this really means is, if possible, you should save up some shards of the couple characters that you have right now, presumably 50 shards of one of those characters. I should note that unfortunately I did this video a bit late, so you can no longer farm 50 shards of either Landius or Listell, because they only have 3 Gate of Fates for farming shards daily. I think you end up with around 45 shards or so, but you won't hit 50. So if you have some shards of them now, you could farm up these characters. But otherwise, you're looking at farming either Elwin, Liana, Leon, or Lana. Okay? So, continuing on. The reason you get 60 shards of the other half of the couple is because 60 shards is the number of shards you need to unlock a character. So, in any case though, it's not a bad thing because you're trading 50 shards for 60 shards. So that can always help. Now, the CP token that you get can be used on any of the 3 couples. So if you pulled on the Leon-Lana couple, for example, you could use it to exchange on either the Leon-Lana banner, the Elwin-Liana banner, or the Landius-Listell banner. So as long as you have a CP token, it can work for any of these couples. Okay. However, you can only trade once per couple. So there's a maximum of 3 trades that can be done. You can only trade once on the Elwin-Liana banner, trade once on the Leon-Lana banner, and once on the Landius-Listell banner. So if you have, like, let's say 3 tokens, you can't trade 3 times on the Elwin-Liana banner to quickly bring a character up to the, to get, 180 shards of one character? That's just not happening. So, the final point is, you can get multiple CP tokens, but they disappear at the end of the event. So that's why we have to prepare shards of the heroes now. Because on August 1st, those CP tokens will be gone. So, with all that said, let me just jump into my game and talk about my plans for this banner. Okay? Just to give an example. So, let's see. Whoops, the game is not coming up because I have it. I'm tabbed out. There we go. Okay, so my plan is, first of all, let me just bring up my gallery of heroes. Okay, so I actually have all the SSR characters in the game except for Listell now. Okay, due to the polling that I've done very recently, I've managed to get myself Shafaniel from the Focus banner, because I already had Angelina as well as Shuri. And I was able to get Leonhard as well. So I now have all the SSRs but Listell. Thus, my priority for that event is to get myself a copy of Listell. So to that end, if I click on Landius, you can see I currently have 38 out of 100 shards of Landius, right? So what that means is once the event occurs, as long as I get a CP token, I can trade 50 shards of Landius, because I only have to farm 4 days of shards for him to get up to 50, and get 60 shards of Listell. So that's a very easy way for me to unlock Listell, right? In addition to that though, so there's basically 2 scenarios for me. The first is I land a copy of Listell directly, right? In that case, I'll have her unlocked, and I can also, after that, do a trade of 50 shards of Landius to get 60 shards of Listell. That will give me a 4-star Landius and a 4-star Listell right there, right? If I get 50 shards of Landius, right, then I can just trade those 50 shards away to get unlock Listell. In that case, I'll have Landius with, you know, his current 38 shards as well as an unlocked Listell. So that would be less optimal for me, but it would be okay as well. Perfectly fine. In addition to that though, the Lana and Leon banner is utterly useless to me because I already have a 6-star Leon and a 6-star Lana. So that banner is complete garbage to me. However, while I do have a 6-star Elwin, my Liana is only 5 stars. Theoretically, I could save up 50 shards of Elwin, right? And then trade those 50 shards to get 60 shards of Liana. So that would give me just an additional 10 shards for free, right? While I could do that, the unfortunate reality is farming for 50 shards of Elwin will be, what, 12 days plus 13 days, right? So, and unfortunately, my current crystal count is only 163. My current Trinity vouchers count is 0. So, in my case, I'm better off continuing to clear out all my Gate of Fates so that I can earn enough Trinity crystals and Trinity vouchers to even draw on this banner. So in my case, it's not worth gathering the 50 Elwin shards, right? I'm too busy trying to get more Trinity vouchers and Trinity crystals to actually be able to draw. But, you know, such an option is available for other players. They can start farming up Elwin shards to trade for Liana and so on. So yeah, basically my primary plan is to just either get Landius shards and trade for Listell, or get Listell and then trade for Listell anyways to get them both to 4 stars. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this, for my plans for this event anyways. Now, let me just quickly bring up that image I have once more. So just give me a moment to bring it back up. Alright, so other than the free couples banner, which is what you should really especially prepare for, there is also a special equipment banner, which is actually supposed to occur tomorrow. Okay? And the 4 items, the 4 equipment in this banner is first the home clothes pole, which we can actually get a free copy of from the current Trials in Time 2nd chapter event, right? It decreases damage dealt by 20% at 3 stars, down to 10% at 6 stars, but increases the range of the normal hero attack by 1, okay? It's important to note that this spear does not affect soldiers. It only affects the hero. So the soldiers will remain at 1 range, or whatever range that they have, while the hero gets an additional range, okay? The sword, Rock Mirrors, it's also supposed to be called Balance Blade, right? And this sword will increase defense and magic defense by 1% up to 5% at level 50. The most important thing about it is AoE skills get an additional 1 span. So skills like Bernhard Sword Dance, instead of having 1 AoE radius, will now have 2 AoE radius, right? Also similarly, so AoE skills like Leonhard, who has quite a few AoE skills, will also get an additional range. So it's quite a useful sword if you can get it. The third item is supposed to be called Magic Guide, right? And when using single target skills, damage increases by 3% up to 15%. Before the battle starts, you have a 25 to 50% probability that the enemy will get debuffed. Okay. So what this is, it's really an upgraded SSR version of the SR item. I think Secret Art Staff was it called? Let me just quickly take a look. Yeah, Secret Art Staff. Okay. It's basically an upgraded version of that item. So who it's meant for in particular is really Bozal, right? Because Bozal, staffs that increase intelligence don't help Bozal. But Bozal could use this to get a 15% additional damage dealt for his Dark Reaper and Fireball skills, and then also apply an additional debuff, potentially, on the enemy. So Magic Guide Staff, it's quite a useful staff. And really, any single target attacker can use it too, right? Because plus 15% additional damage is really better than plus 10% int. And similar, they can also debuff the enemy. So yeah, it's a pretty nice staff overall, you know. Lana, for example, could use it. Rene could use it. Bozal can use it. So lots of mages will be very happy to use this staff if you have a copy of it. The final item from this special equipment banner is it could be called the Gorilla Medal. It could also be called the Bracer Badge. I'm not quite sure. I think the more likely name will be the Bracer Badge. And what it does is it gives plus 1% up to plus 5% to all attributes. So kind of like, let's say, Overlord's Badge. And it gives immunity to fixed damage and silencing effects. So, also a very, very powerful accessory, right? So overall, you can see 3 of the 4 special equipments in this banner are very, very useful. Granted, they're more meant for PvP than PvE. So it's another banner that can really help people who are preparing for Summit Arena. Whether you're willing to put in the Trinity Crystals and Trinity Vouchers to draw for them, of course, is an entirely separate matter. If you're putting money into the game, you know, by all means draw on this banner, because items like, as I said, the sword, whether it's called Rockmers or Balance Blade, is what makes Bernhardt very useful for PvP. And it also can be very good for Leonhard, right? And then the Magic Guide Staff can increase your single target damage. So that can be very useful for both PvP and PvE. Although not as much of a priority in my opinion as, let's say, Rockmers, right? And finally, the Gorilla Medal, right? Immunity to fixed damage and silencing effects is huge. Okay, fixed damage is Listell in particular, but there's a lot of other characters who do rely on fixed damage. Like a lot of the assassins do have extra hits that can do fixed damage. You know, Bernhardt does fixed damage, Listell fixed damage, Freya fixed damage. So Gorilla Medal counters a lot of those effects, and the fact that it also gives immunity to silencing effects, well, that protects against Seal, right? So Bozal, Black Hole Casters, Listell. So just overall a great SSR. You know, I would say Gorilla Medal and the Rockmers are the ones that you would ideally want from this banner. But once again, I'm personally not going to draw on it because I don't have the Trinity Vouchers or crystals to draw on this. And yeah, it's really more meant for whales in all honesty speaking. Okay, so last but not least, after that will be on August 8th to 21st, a Sigma and Lambda banner, right? And of course, Summit Arena is released. Sigma and Lambda, from what I recall, briefly, Lambda is a mage, right? Just a fairly typical mage, damage dealer. And Sigma is apparently quite strong for Summit Arena as well. He's also a faction buffer, so very multi-purpose, very useful overall is what Sigma is. However, it's important to note that because both of these characters are Langrisser game characters, it means A, they are added to the global pool, so you can randomly get them when drawing for other characters, and B, because they're also Langrisser characters, they will appear in future focus banners. Lambda especially appears quite soon in a focus banner. Let me just quickly take a look to see when that happens, or the estimated date of when that happens. Just give me a moment to bring that up. Alright. I don't know when Sigma appears in a focus banner. However, Lambda definitely appears in a banner that's estimated to run from September 19th to October 2nd. Okay. So, and on that banner from September 19th to October 2nd, it will be Lambda, Liana, and Rachel. So, just a useful point of knowledge for players. So, in very many ways, this banner, you don't have to draw on it, right? Lambda is pretty much guaranteed, and while Sigma is not, you could always get... I'm pretty certain that sooner or later Sigma will appear on a focus banner, which is when you can get them. So there we go. Just some of the upcoming events for August, right? And yeah, that's everything I wanted to say in this video. So I hope you found this information useful in your preparations for Summit Arena, as well as, whether to draw or save up your Trinity vouchers and crystals. And on that note, Nitro out.